I picked up this pumpkin at Michael's, and it's a little too bright for what I want to use it for, so I'm just going to go ahead and paint over it and grab some paper towel and wipe it off. It's going to make it look a little bit obviously dirty, but I'm going for more of a vintage kind of darker look for this pumpkin. I'm going to go ahead and get my X-Acto knife and cut out the bottom here because I know that I'm going to want to put some lights in here when I'm all done. Plus this also kind of helps to remove some of the other pieces that I need to remove. My X-Acto knife isn't exactly working that great. I know I need a new blade, but like it unscrews and it gets loose. Why does it do that? I don't know. Maybe it's time for a new X-Acto knife. And then here I'm just taking a screwdriver because it's kind of deep in there. I don't know, it's maybe about an inch thick. So I'm just using the screwdriver here, little screwdriver, to go ahead and make the cut a little bit deeper. And then I can go ahead and pop that right out. I picked up these fairy doors and windows off of Amazon a while ago, so I'm going to go ahead and trace it out and cut this out as well as the windows, and just going to trace it and then use my faulty, funky X-Acto knife to cut these out. As you can see, the struggle is real, so I will go ahead and fast forward through this so you do not have to watch me struggle so much. Originally was trying to keep the cross part of this window, but it got cut out. So I'm just like, whatever, I'm just going to go with it and just leave the door alone with the whole window cut out. And then I'm going to go ahead and trace the windows on the different parts of the pumpkin where I want them. And again, cut them out with my funky X-Acto knife. And then I'm just going to grab my hot glue and glue the windows in and the doors. And yes, they are a little funky. They're not obviously rounded to the shape. Excuse me, that was rude. They're rounded to the shape of the windows and the doors. I guess maybe if I soaked them in water, maybe they would have been more pliable. But I'm not worried about it because as you see in a little bit, I'm going to decorate around them and you don't even see it. This part I probably should have done prior to putting the windows and the doors in, but whatever. I'm just taking this brown wax and I'm going to brush it on and wipe it off. Wax on, wax off. I was planning on putting moss on this anyway, but this is a nice way to hide all the gaps in the windows and the doors. So it's going to get the hot glue on there and then go ahead and strategically place the moss around it. So not too strategic, you know, just kind of fitting it in here and there, whatever looks good. I do apologize for those weird noises that you hear. I think it's me coughing. I didn't realize I was coughing so much. I've had this for like probably a month or two, just this dry cough. I've tried allergy medicines. I've tried nasal sprays. I don't know what's going on. It's actually getting better. It's not too bad today, but I apologize for the noise, the weird little noise there. I could have muted it, but then you wouldn't have all this fun ASMR of me speedily putting all this together, right? It turns out there's a very wide gap, I guess, from the ground up to the door. So it'd be hard for the fairies to get in. Then again, fairies fly. So maybe this is if somebody else needs to come in and they don't fly. But I decided that it needed stairs. So I just grabbed some popsicle sticks and am waxing on, waxing off as usual to create some stairs. And no, I shouldn't probably be using my scissors to cut these, but I'm basically kind of scoring them, and then I'm going to snap them. So I'm going to go ahead and try and make the rungs, I think that's what they're called, about the same size, and then just glue them onto the side popsicle sticks. It's amazing what noises you hear when you come back to a video. That's my dog's pitter-patter feet. And excuse my head while I put the side of the stairs on here. Sorry about that. And then I decided that the top of the stairs needed I guess a landing. I don't know. So I'm just going to glue that on. Now here comes the frustrating part. I was trying to figure out how I could I wanted like vines, right, on this. And I'm not a good drawer. I'm not a good painter. So I thought, well, I'll try stamps. So here I am. I just inked this up and going to go ahead and stamp it on here. And it's, you know, it's a weird surface. It's kind of rounded, and so I do the best I can to go ahead and stamp that on and see what it looks like. And you really can't see it. So then I thought, oh, I'll take a little marker here and I'll start outlining it. But that would honestly take forever to do. So I'm kind of second guessing that process. And then I'm like, oh, I'll just grab this Sharpie and see if that helps, makes it go faster, because the other one was kind of thin. And I'm like, well, I didn't really like that. And I don't know what's going on with the lighting in here. My settings are all the same. I think it's just because the pumpkin's dark. I don't know. So then I take this other little stamp and I'm like, oh, I'll try this. And this is on the back of the pumpkin, so like nobody's really going to see it. So this is a good place to experiment, because I wanted something for the front, right? So this is again brown, and then this one's gold. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp this gold one on and see how that looks. I do like the gold. They actually turned out okay. And then I thought, well, I'll use these IOD stamps that I have. Let's see how that works. Because that's kind of what I want. I want more of a vine, right? That's kind of crawling around the house. Gosh, sorry, all this coughing. Take some cough drops, girl. So I'm going to put some gold on this. I really should have covered my table. You didn't. I don't think you get to see how dirty it gets with all this ink and stuff, but so I clean it up in between scenes here. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and use this gold on this and see how that one turns out. Which I'll show you in a second here if I ever get done stamping this. Good God, Jeannie, you're taking forever. I guess I could cut this out. Thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Obviously I didn't, because it's still there. What am I saying? Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and press this on here and see how that turns out. And it's okay. It's a little floppy, but you know what? I decided I didn't like any of it, so I'm wiping it all off. And then I take this other stencil that I have, and I'm going to put it on there with that little tool and see if I like that. And that didn't really turn out so great, so I'm going to switch gears again. Honestly, don't remember what I'm going to do next. Give me a second and let's see. I got to clean this up first. I swear I cut all this out. And I could cut it out now, but I keep talking, so I'm just going to leave it in here. So clean off the stencil. That's what you're supposed to do. And then I take paint. This is just brown acrylic paint. And I'm going to put it all over this and see how that turns out. And it just looks like a big old blob. So I don't like how that turns out, so I'm going to go ahead and wipe it off. We're going to get it. We'll get there. This is what, you know, being a quote-unquote artist is all about. I say quote-unquote because I'm not really an artist. I'm more of a crafter, I guess. So I'm going to try it again. Let me think. What did I do here? I'm thinking. So more brown paint. And I did take the bottom, so maybe it won't move as much. And I'm going to go ahead and paint it again. Maybe I'll fast forward through this part because I can right now. Hang on a second. Okay, I just cut a big chunk out. So I decide to get my heat gun here and dry it, so maybe it'll turn out better. So hang on a sec. I don't give you a very good view of it, I'm sorry. But again, it's just a brown blob, and since I kind of burned it in there with the heat, that's as good as I'm going to get. So here I'm trying just to outline the stencil with my fine point pen marker. So we'll see how that turns out. So that's not too bad. It's kind of, you know, the look that I was going for. I'm going to go ahead and try and connect some dots there. But then I decided, you know what, I'm just going to freehand it because I'm not really having much luck with the stencil or anything else. So I have my little marker here, my fine tip point marker. And I'm just making little swirlies above the windows and below the windows. And then I really got bold and confident, and I just made some longer swirlies, kind of like viney looking things. I didn't really put any leaves on them because I didn't know how to draw a leaf. So I'm just going to do this on both sides of this lower area on each side of the door. Then I kind of wanted to bling things up, so I grabbed my gold bottle of whatever this is called, and I outlined the door, which is nice because it has lines on it already. And then I decide, well, you know what? While I have this out, I might as well outline my little squigglies on the windows and my little squiggly viney things on the bigger ones on each side of the door. Have you ever wondered why pumpkins rule Halloween? The tradition actually started with the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. People carved faces into turnips and potatoes to ward off wandering spirits. When Irish immigrants came to America, they discovered pumpkins. They were bigger, softer, and way easier to carve than a rock-hard turnip. So the turnip lantern got an upgrade. The spooky carvings became known as jack-o'-lanterns, named after an old Irish legend about a trickster spirit called Stingy Jack. Over time, those glowing pumpkin faces moved from warding off spirits to lighting up porches as decorations. Now they're the ultimate Halloween mascot. And here I wanted to make sure that anybody that was coming up these stairs could see. So I'm going to go ahead and put some gold on the stairs or on the ladder as well. And what kind of lights do you put in a fairy pumpkin? Why, fairy lights, of course. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think I should add anything else? Maybe a little more bling? Sunroof? I don't know. Let me know. This is Jeannie with Makers Unify. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and have a DIY day.